Welcome to ZHENGZHOU KEHUI Product Video Teaching System. We would like to bring you satisfactory KEHUI service. Thank you for choosing KHR-A type detector. Hope KHR detector can provide you the help you need. After watching this video tutorial, please reread the instruction manual. Understand the contents of the instruction manual. Operate strictly according to the contents of the instruction manual. This video tutorial can make you understand the use of the device more visually. You may get burnt by some parts of the device, such as heating furnace, heating probe. So please be careful. This device is a kind of a precision instrument. It will be damaged by inappropriate action. Please assign special persons to supervise. Open the package. Open the package. Get out the box of probe unit and get out the probe unit carefully. Then get out the box of laboratory equipment and assemble later. Take out the containers successfully. Please handle with care as they are made of glass. There are two containers, one for polymer quenchants and the other for quenching oils. You should clean them after using every time. Make sure there are not any polymer residues in the container before test so as not to influence the result. Take out the box of furnace unit and the furnace unit in it. And then take out the box of recording device and recording device unit in it. At last, take a complete check according to the packing list and make sure there is nothing lost. Now we are packing list on the contents of the standard examples. Measuring and recording device, 1 set. Furnace components, 1 set. Test probe, 1 set. Operation box with 7 core cables, 1 set. Laboratory equipment, 1 set. 10 ampere recording device power cord, 1 set. 10 ampere furnace power cord, 1 set. Computer transfer cable, 1 set. KHR software installation CD, 1 set. Manual, 1 set. Packing list, 1 set. Acceptance of a single receipt, 1 set. Certificate, 1 set. The assemblage of laboratory equipment. Laboratory equipment consists of these parts. You'd better assemble the base first, and then assemble the table frame and a locating ring. After that, adjust screw so that the probe is in the middle of the container. This way, the assemblage of the laboratory equipment is completed. Introduction of KHR. KHR is consisted of recording device, probe unit, laboratory equipment. In the furnace unit, the recording device records data transferred from the probe and make a data processing high velocity. You can set the parameter before test through the touching screen of recording device. You can also check the result through it, such as cooling curve, cooling rate curve, and experimental data table. The probe unit is consisted of operation box and probe. The probe is removable from the operation box when it needs calibration or replacement. Special remarks. First, make sure there is a valid connection between the probe and the operation box. Screw the connection screw in order to maintain the grounding status. Second, the position of a located clip on the probe must be accurate. The distance between the bottom of the clip and the head of the probe is 402 mm. Please install the clip in the relative position of the new probe when the probe needs to be replaced. The furnace unit is used for heating the probe. Please don't dismantle frequently, that may affect the accuracy. In addition, please don't move the furnace when it's heating. so as not to damage the device caused by shakes. Laboratory equipment is a kind of standard facility which is designed in accordance with ISO 9950. The function of KHR. KHR is just like a reference, then can check the performance of a quenching medium intuitively and estimate the cooling performance of it. KHR not only can check and compare the performance of different medium in laboratory conditions, but also can monitor and control the cooling baths in the field of working environment and improve the quality of products. On-site testing can be directly measured quench tank and the different cycles in different parts of the cooling characteristics of intensity. You can optimize the cooling heat treatment process. The designer for the optimized design of the cooling unit to provide technical basis for regular monitoring and the cooling baths. To determine whether should be replaced or repreparation. Purchase of quenching media acceptance. Laboratory testing is the development of staff quenching medium for product development, quality testing, and process monitoring of the necessary means. Power supply and connection of the device. After the last step, we can make the supply connection. Please make sure the socket is effectively grounded before connection. The supply of KHR requires that the 3-cord cable is grounded effectively. Otherwise, the result will be influenced. You'd better make another check after supply connection. You can make a test after checking correctly. Medium preparation before the experiment. If you want to test in laboratory, please prepare the medium to be tested before experiment. Pour medium into the test container, about 1000 to 1200 milliliter. Make sure the container is clean before it. There is no water for oil and there is no oil for polymer. Otherwise, the result is inaccurate. If the medium needs heating, put the container on the heater. Stir the medium by stir bar uniformly. Test the temperature of the medium through thermometer. Keep heating until the required temperature. You can heat the medium through special thermostatic baths as well. After preparing well, put the container in the middle under the laboratory equipment. Then you can begin to test. Open the recording device's power and set detection matters. The power switch of recording device is designed on the panel. Turn the power switch on. You can get an opening interface. Touch the touching screen in either place. Select the operation you need. Then you'd better check the date and time which the device displays. Probe whether the need to change the K factor. If the date or time is incorrect or the K coefficient of the probe has changed, you need to touch the system setting button, enter the system setting mode, set the content by the system to set the date, time, and the K factor. After the completion of these operations into the system manual interface, set the measurement parameters. Particular, note that the recording device detection channel is 64. Please choose carefully. There is a data channel is blue. Do not store the data channel is red. If repeated use of the same channel number, which is select the blue channel number, then this channel is only saved the last time the results of this test. Set the test number. You can set the time of the day for the trial. The probe can also be a number, etc. In short, easy retrieval and memory in their own subject. System setup is complete. Click OK button, then enter the measurement state. Insert the probe into the furnace and turn on the power switch on the furnace. When you insert the probe into the furnace, please insert the probe vertically to prevent probe wear and damage of furnace. Set the heating parameter of the furnace as well as determine. The temperature of furnace has been calibrated on the constant when leaving factory, about 870 centigrade. You needn't presetting any more when you make a normal test. If you want to set another temperature, please set as follows. Press up to raise the set temperature. On the contrary, press the down. Press ENT to confirm after setting the temperature you need. Normally, you'd better not set the temperature too high, that will damage the furnace. The time of heating up the probe is not long, so don't go away during the process of heating. You will hear a sound of a beep when the device is raised to the set temperature. Then turn off the power switch of the furnace to save energy and extend the life of furnace. Measurement. Take out the probe vertically with the operation box so as not to damage the probe and furnace. Move the probe into the medium to be tested steadily and quickly. Insert it into the central hole above the laboratory equipment. At this moment, the bayonet of the probe connects to one of the laboratory equipment exactly. At the time the probe immersing the medium to be tested, press the round button under laboratory equipment one time. You will hear sound of a creep that moment. And then KHR begins to record data and work with it. Recording device will play a beep when test is completed. At the same time, the monitor screen of recording device turns into graphic curve. This curve is the result of this test. The result is consisting of cooling curve, cooling characteristic curve, and 6 other feature data. These results are saved in the number you choose before test. You can select the number to query later. Check the experiment curve and 6 other feature data. Operate the LCD touching screen as follows. You can check experiment curve and 6 other feature data saved in number. First, click the Graph button in the System Menu window, enter Display Curve Parameter selection window, and touch the Channel Number button. Then, wait for the channel showed on the screen completely, and touch the number. You want to check and select Acting Graphic Grid, Graph, Characteristic Curve or not. Y means yes, and N the opposite. If you want to check superposed data, touch the Superpose button beside the curve, and select the number you want to superpose. The result can be showed as table. You can check the experiment table by operating on the touch screen as follows. First, press the Data button on the System Menu window. You will enter Display Data window, select the number and confirm. All of the test results are saved in the storage of a recording device. You can view at any time. The data won't be lost even if you turn off the device. Please charge one time at least 2 hours every month when the device is not used for a long period of time, ensuring that integrated battery are in good condition and prevent data from missing. You can print through the computer with KHR-A software. What needs special attention is that each measurement number only saves the last test data. The former data will be over, so you'd better transfer data to the computer in time and save. The installation of KHR-A software. There is a CD about data processing of KHR. Insert the CD into the CD drive on your computer. You can insert the software easily. Data transmission between recording device and the external computer. The data in recording device can be transferred to the computer, and you can work with the data through computer. Connect the recording device to power, and then connect it to the computer's serial port RS-232. Touch the transfer button in the System Menu window and enter Transfer Setting window, and touch the Open Port button to start transmission. Computer is used under Windows environment, such as Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 2000, and so on. Operation is very simple to be carried out by the Windows screen. Details refer to the application manual of reference software, please. Clean the test probe. In order to increase the using life of probe, and to ensure correct operation of the test probe over a longer period of use, it must be carefully cleaned after each test. First, wash the probe with the clean water and scrub it with a mild detergent as a sift brush. At last, wash the probe with clean water again. Dry the moisture on the probe with a clean lint-free cloth. place it carefully to wait for the next time. Special remarks 1. The check of external power supply voltage. This device uses the 220 volt AC power, so you must make sure effective grounding of power. If not, the device may be damaged. Special remarks 2. The protection of the LCD touchscreen. LCD touchscreen is a precision part, so it is prohibited to use sharp objects touching it, otherwise it may be damaged. Special remarks 3. Grinding and stabilizing treatment of the probe. The early use of the probe surface was a layer of dense oxide film. The experimental data will remain stable. When the probe is used for some time, about 25 to 75 tests after the probe will form a rough surface oxide layer, which when the probe will need to be repolished. The order and method of grinding is as follows. With 400 mesh abrasive paper around the probe, 120 mm long front end parts, and black oxides on the surface, circumferential grinding, polishing to refute metallic luster. Then use 600 mesh abrasive paper in the same way front end probe, surface treatment. Keep in mind the need of grinding the circumferential direction, or the life of the probe and the data accuracy will be affected. The stability quenching treatment of the probe, stabilizing treatment to be carried out 2 to 3 tests above. A stabilizing quenching treatment use clean oil to reduce the harm of probe and to assist in the formation of a better dense oxide film. Probe in the stabilization process. The two experimental results are the same, that stabilizing treatment is successful. Next, the probe can be calibrated. Of course, if stabilization is not successful, treatment should be stable again, usually carried out 2 to 3 times stabilization on it. Special remarks 4. Key factor calibration of the probe. Regular checking is most easily performed using reference quenchant. For example, a quenching oil, which is known to be stable over a longer period. This can be ensured by taking a sufficient quantity of clean oil and sieving it in an airtight container, for use only for checking probe performance. When first taking the oil sample, a test should be carried out on it with a newly checked and a calibrated probe to provide a reference cooling curve, against which subsequent cooling curves from the regular checks can be compared. Special remarks 5. The maintenance of furnace. The furnace is precision equipment, so it wants very careful handling especially. If not, furnace is easily damaged. In addition, turn off the furnace in time when temperature is suitable to increase the using life of furnace. Special remarks 6. The conservation of the calibrated liquid. Reserved calibrated liquid used for probe calibration should be preserved in a closed low temperature place and away from light. Otherwise, oil quality may change and the calibration is inaccurate. Demo of a full experimental operation process. Check out all the connecting leads and confirm that inserted well. Turn on the power switch of the furnace and the recording device. Insert the probe into furnace vertically. Input test time, channel number, detection number, and other basic information to device through LCD touchscreen of recording device. Then, recording device starts to record the process of the heating up of the probe. When you hear a sound of creep, turn off the power switch of the furnace. Insert the probe into the central hole above the laboratory equipment vertically. At the time, put the probe immerse in the medium to be tested. Press the round button on the laboratory equipment one time. Now, experimental operations are almost complete. Then, cool to the temperature which is set before test. The time is about 60 seconds. Then recording device will make a long ring. Now test is completed and the recording device will show the result. You can check the result through it. You also can transfer data to computer for managing or printing. ZHENGZHOU KEHUI, your faithful friend. Any questions, please call 86371-67